a time, the story begins, there was a land called the Arctic. It was the region around the North Pole at the top of the world. In its centre, there was a gigantic lump of ice, of floating ice, that would never completely melt. Or so one thought. When Fox notices his den is melting and sees ptarmigans flocking to the beach in sunshades and shorts, he knows something's terribly amiss. He decides to take action. And I've lost my place, sorry. He decides to take action with his with his 4 friends. Bear, can you just pop in quickly and show yourself there? Bear is the coolest bear in the Arctic. He is laid back and likes to rap. Snowy Owl is a learned bird who hunts for antiques at the North Pole flea market. Puffin, you already know, is from the Sea of Okhotsk. He's a fantastic cook and always well dressed. Yes. And last but not least, there is Otter, a scientist from the Arctic Research Institute who thinks logically and has a weakness for groovy ski-doos. We forgot to introduce Fox. This is Fox, who's the doer of it all. Fox. There we go. So now you know the animals, and now we'll get down to work. For this reading, we find ourselves at Puffin's place. Fox and Bear have tobogganed down the ice chute at neck-break speed to arrive at Puffin's back door just in time for dinner.
Oh, it's fine. Forgive me for not coming down to meet you. Come in and bring some pond with pop with you. Signed, Puffin.
How did he know we'd take this route?
Well, it's the fastest and coolest track in the Arctic.
They push open the heavy wooden door and enter Puffin's cellar. There is a candle at the entrance, so Fox gets out his lighter and lights the candle. Fox and Bear move slowly through the dark vaults of the cellar, taking in the shelves and shelves of food. Bear takes an appreciative look at the pickles, root beer and all kinds of delicacies which make his mouth water. When they get to the last section labelled Top of the Pops, they pick up a couple of bottles of good vintage and run upstairs. Puffin is in the dining room adding the finishing touches to the table decorations. As soon as he hears them come in, he turns to greet them.
I'm so glad to see you again.
Sorry we're late.
Sure hope the starter's still fluffy.
You're not late, and everything is fine. All hasn't arrived yet, and then there is our surprise guest.
Here comes Owl!
Good evening, Puffin.
Enchante, madame.
But who's the surprise guest?
You will see. A drink?
I'd sure love one. All this bobsledding makes me really thirsty.
Algae on the rocks.
Your cocktails are all superb.
That will be our last guest.
Being rather curious by nature, Bear, Fox and Owl sneak a look out of the little window. They see a small figure on top of a huge snowmobile. The driver lightly jumps off the vehicle and quickly strides in their direction. The stranger is wearing a pilot's jacket, headgear and goggles. Puffin has opened the door.
My dear Otter, how many winters and summers has it been? Do come in.
My goodness, it's Otter!
Groovy ski-doo!
Her timing couldn't be better. It's so good to see you. Oh, I see. But what brings you to this neck of the ice?
I'm on holiday.
holiday? You never go on holiday. You've always got so much to do.
Yes, well, there wasn't much point in staying at the Institute. It was so hot in our lab that we couldn't work.
I know what you mean. My den was melting at lunchtime.
Yeah, and all my fish popsicles have defrosted.
Yes, something's terribly wrong with the weather, but you know that better than we all do, Otter. I read your report the other day, saying that the ice around the North Pole is getting smaller and smaller.
Yes, because the climate's getting warmer and warmer. That's what we call global warming.
And the dudes are to blame. What was that formula again? No pollution, no warming.
That's right.
And we know what to do about it.
What we're going to do is... Can we discuss it over dinner? Oh, sorry. Of course we can.
Sure thing. I'm getting hungry here.
We'll skip the chapter about the fantastic feast Puffin has prepared for his guests that features fairy shrimp souffle, cream of moss soup, and stickleback and chips, not to mention the mountains of homemade in the form of Arctic moon days, and move on to the next chapter entitled Icon and Arcodica.